Hello everyone, my name is Dolapo, Akinola Omojola. I am here to present my Potters 5 forces analysis for the course ENT 610. Thank you for listening. Let me start by explaining what Potter 5 forces really means. Potter 5 forces is a framework for analyzing competitive forces that has the capacity to shape an industry. In other words, it's a model or a framework which helps those who are using it to identify and analyze the different competitive dynamics within an industry or category. Part of five forces, as the name goes, basically uses five competitive forces that shapes every industry and helps to determine an industry's strengths and weaknesses. Today, I will be analyzing the market research consultancy industry because this is the industry where I have freelanced for a couple of years now. Of the portfolio forces available, there are five basic forces that are in play. The first one is the threat of new entrants. The second one is bargaining power of suppliers. The third one is the bargaining power of buyers. The fourth one is the threat of substitutes. And the fifth one is competitive rivalry. Here I will be highlighting the threat of new entrants and how it relates to the market research consultancy industry. First of all, I'd like us to know that there is low threat to new entrants within the market research industry, basically because there are so many players with strong brands, and these strong brands basically have, high reputation for delivering quality services. And many of these companies or brands have over the years built significant expertise for themselves, which they are able to use in providing reliable research services. And these basically can be a reason why somebody decides they don't want to enter the new industry. However, there are ways to go about it. And this is what I put as a mitigating strategy. One of the ways to come in as a new entrant within the research consulting industry is to focus on the market niche. For example, specializing in a specific industry where you don't have too many players, too many of these companies playing. For instance, in agriculture, in understanding rural consumers, and in new niches within the fast-moving consumer goods. There is also another way, which is to partner with existing players within and outside the industry. So you often find small cottage research agencies or consultancies or freelance consultancies like I have operated over the years, partner with existing players within and outside the industry. So it is possible for you to partner with an advertising agency or PRA agency to offer your services to them since they don't have specialty in that aspect. Another way you see is to leverage that one can mitigate the threat of new entrants is by leveraging new technologies such as adopting artificial intelligence and machine learning and infusing this into the service offering you're giving to the clients. And like I just mentioned, having a unique pricing model, for example, customizing research for users and allowing them to pay for what they need. This way, you're able to create a niche for yourself and also ultimately begin to build a brand that is visible and recognizable by clients in terms of what is being offered. The second force to contend with within this industry is the bargaining power of buyers. And for the market research consulting industry, there is a high bargaining power because oftentimes large corporations are the ones who are making use of this service, and they have the power to determine what kind of pricing and the demand that comes into the market. So some of the ways to mitigate is to focus on small and medium-sized businesses that also need research but are unable to afford the cost that large corporations can are willing to offer. So this way you can actually group small businesses together and offer low pricing and then still provide for them quality service at the end of the day. Another way is to offer unique services like I have mentioned, either by clustering small businesses together or helping them to offer bespoke, tailor-made offerings that will suit the particular need they have at the time. One way is also to focus on customer service. And we also know that it's often good to not rely on one industry or customer. So it's always good to diversify the client base. Diversify your client base helps you have business every time, so that you don't find a time when there is no business and you're not able to find business. So as much as possible is to ensure that you are attracting different customers from different categories and industry. Like I have mentioned, pricing is very key within this market, and it has a high rate of influence on the bargaining power of buyers. The more value added services you offer to clients, and the more flexible your pricing, and the more quality you offer, the most likely they're going to adopt your service. Another force is the bargaining power of suppliers. Within the market research industry, there's a low bargaining power of suppliers. Many suppliers exist within the market research industry. And because of this, price is a competing index. So how do you survive in a market where the buyers and the suppliers, there are so many suppliers, and the buyers are the ones determining what kind of price that you are able to peg your services? One way to do it is to make sure you're doing a critical analysis of the clients you're working with, to ensure that you know that they are able to afford what you're offering. And that way you're able to segment your service offering to suit each of the clients within your portfolio. And one way to do this is also to build strong relationships with clients. Once you have a strong relationship with your client, it's most likely they will go with you, especially when you have expertise in their industry. And that is why it's also important to make service offerings unique. Ensure that every time they come to you, they come to you, you're able to give them something unique. Another way is to partner or collaborate with companies that offer complementary services or can use your services as complementary. And this is one of the things that has been of benefit to me as I have run this freelance consultancy over a couple of years. Threat to substitutes is another thing. However, it is quite low within the market research consulting industry because oftentimes there are no alternatives to traditional market research methods. I mean, it will always be quantitative and qualitative in terms of the type of approach or methodology that you're using to offer services to your clients. So most oftentimes, it's often difficult that when an advertising agency takes a market research brief, they may not be able to execute it and would need a specialized marketing research company to do it. However, there is a threat of the emerging technologies. Artificial intelligence and machine learning is also helping to automate research tasks these days and holds the potential to become a threat in the nearest future. And one of the ways is to develop a unique selling proposition by ensuring that you're focusing on the areas of strengths where you are able to deliver the best value in terms of product or service offering to your customer. Another way is leverage technology. Technology has a way of helping to automate the process and also make it faster for you to have it creates a faster turnaround time for you when you're delivering service to your clients. And this way you're able to focus on client satisfaction and give your clients good experience. Because once your client is satisfied and they have experience with the service you provide, it's always a plus to you as a service provider. Another thing is to ensure that you're keeping up with trends. The softwares that were used 5 years ago are not the same being used today. The technology being used are not the same. Being used to analyze data are not the same that they're using today. Artificial intelligence continues to develop and create new offerings that help you analyze data faster, quicker, and more accurately. As such, it is important to ensure that as a service provider within the market research consultancy, you're able to offer value addition across board. In terms of competitive rivalry, there is a high level of competition within the market research consultancy industry, with many big brand players like KPMG, like Ipsos, like Nielsen, and the big names in research. It's becoming really quite difficult for smaller freelance agencies to be able to, survive. However, we have seen that post-COVID, many other cottage and small market research freelancing have been able to secure more business because then they are able to develop a differentiation strategy in terms of what they're offering. So sometimes when you need to do a pricing model study, you may determine that you want to go to another research agency. But by and large, one of the ways to survive competition within this industry is to ensure you have a high differentiation strategy in order to survive the competing environment. So what is the outlook within the industry now? It is competitive. However, it has potential opportunities once one is able to identify a niche and ensure that you're differentiating your service enough that clients are able to know that this is where your expertise lie. There's also there's also the issue of differentiating your brand, which is key to creating a service offering niche, just as I have mentioned. Ultimately, building brand trust and reputation through delivering high quality research services is what is needed in order to be able to succeed in the marketplace and also continue having customers and clients who will keep coming back to request for your service. Thank you for listening to me. I hope to hear your feedback. Bye.